Welcome, boxing fans. This is another edition of Boxing Confidential Radio, a service of BoxingConfidential.com. I am Ricardo Lois with co-host John Chavez. To kick off the show this evening, we have the one, the only, Roger Mayweather. What's up, Roger? How's it going, man?
Everything's good. Everything's good. I can't complain, I believe.
And as we were saying a second ago, if you complain, nobody would probably care, man. It's the dog-eat-dog world.
Obviously not. So I've been playing before. Nobody gave a fuck. So I heard anything different.
Hey, so Roger, a lot of our listeners would like to get your take on the fight this past Saturday, the main event between Manny Pacquiao and David Diaz. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the fight?
Well, obviously, Manny Pacquiao is obviously a bigger threat. Put it this way, for a guy coming from his weight division to fight in a weight under which he's never known about, he's a pretty strong guy. To fight from 100, he was 118 pounds, now he's fighting 135 pounds, which is a lot of weight. Has a lot of weight to place for a little guy that comes from that 118 pounds.
Now let me ask you this, Roger. We know your nephew, Little Floyd. He's retired he's come out and said he's retired. How much do you believe that is his uncle? Do you think that's a business ploy? Do you think you'll see Floyd back in the ring, or do you think he's done with it? He's had enough. He's done enough. He's proved enough.
Well, if you look in history, Floyd is the only fighter to this day to win six world championships in 5 different weight classes. Ain't nobody in history ever did it and retired undefeated. There are guys who done it, but they didn't retire undefeated. Tommy Hearns done it, but he didn't retire undefeated. Sugar Robinson, the greatest fighter in the world, did it, but he didn't retire undefeated. Ray Leonard won 5 times, but he didn't retire undefeated. Delaware may do it, but he still didn't retire undefeated. Floyd is the only guy in history to this day to win 6 world championships and to say, look, I'm done with boxing. He can do that. He can say that because he's already proven what he needs to prove in terms of instead of the best fighter in the world. If he decided to stay retired, it wouldn't bother me. If he decided to say, well, listen, I want to try one more time. Who can complain? Because remember, he's still young. So I don't know I can't never tell you that he's retired for good. I can't never say that because I really don't know. I don't know what goes through his mind. But to this day, he's still the only guy in history ever to do what he's done. There ain't no fighter in history to this day who has done what Floyd's done. So most people fight. They fight for a reason. Why do you think more people fight? Because they need money. Well, obviously, he don't need money, so that ain't the reason why he's fighting. So he's able to retire on his own terms.
Hey, Roger, so basically with Floyd's retirement, he was labeled as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Manny Pacquiao, inherited that title this past Saturday. He kind of showed why.
How is Manny Pacquiao going to hear as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter? Manny Pacquiao ain't went no divisions up and fought a bunch of former world. He beat some former world champions, but they were pretty much in his weight class. When he started going, don't get me wrong, he was a good fighter. I'm not saying that, but to have that pound-for-pound status, that means you got to defy all odds. You see? You know why they call the greatest fighter? Why do you think they call the real pound-for-pound fighter the greatest fighter in the world? You know who that was, don't you?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay, then. You know why? You know why they call him the greatest fighter in the world? Because first off, Sugar Robinson never lost an amateur fight, #1. He was 89-0. After his first loss, he was 127-1-1. There ain't no fight in history ever gonna do that. There ain't no fight in history ever gonna fight that much. That's long and win that much. And at the age of 30, he won 5 middleweight championships. He won 2 welterweight championships. So then here, a pound for pound best fighter. You think Pacquiao gonna go past that 35-pound weight class?
Let me ask you this, Roger. I've been drinking. I have a Slurpee here with a little bit of alcoholic beverage. I've been drinking a little bit today. Roger, let me ask you this, man, just to keep it light. Who's the wildest boxing family, the Mayweathers or the Spinxes?
Who are the wildest?
Who's wilder, the Spinxes or the Mayweathers?
I mean, we all have different opinions. I mean, Spinks, I guess they were wild in their own right. Leon was, not Mike. Mike was pretty settled. Corey pretty settled. Mild-mannered anyway. So, I don't know, but I think with Mayweather, see, we all trained fighters. See, we learned boxing when we were young, but we all trained fighters. And we all pretty much been in boxing pretty much all our life. So, boxing is just another thing to do. And, I don't know can't say who the craziest is though. But I know we both from the Midwest.
Let me follow up with a more serious question. We know that you, your brother Floyd Sr., Jeff Mayweather were all boxers. You're all in the game. But what brought you guys into the game? I mean, who introduced you guys to the game? Because
my brother Floyd started boxing first. I wanted to know where he was going. He said, I'm going to the gym. What fucking gym? I mean, I thought like a basketball gym. He said, no, I'm going to a gym, a boxing gym. He said, boxing gym? They do boxing over there? He said, yeah. I said, let me go over there and whoop some of them boys. I was just saying because I didn't really know if I could whoop them or I can't whoop them. I just know that I've been around boxing pretty much all my life, so when he went, I went with him. And when I went with him, I liked it. I just gravitated to boxing. That's what I liked. And so I stayed in and I learned how to train fighters. I used to train fighters when I was a kid. Like when I was about 11, 12 years old. I used to hold a miss when I was a kid. So that's how I learned how to really train fighters and realized that I had an itch for it. And so that's basically. Then Jeff went. Jeff started boxing in the Junior Olympics, and pretty much, I had some cousins that boxed too, so we all go to the gym together.
Hey, Roger, being that you're a trainer right now, like, how difficult is it to go ahead and keep these gyms open? Because a lot of times we see our local gyms that, they stay open for a couple years and they eventually end up closing down. Do you feel that that's something?
Well, most gyms, especially out here, they get grants. They get government grants. That's how the gyms stay open. Gyms stay open with grants. They don't stay open with their own money. They get grants to stay open. And the government give them grants to keep kids out of trouble. What keeps kids out of trouble if they're doing something? So the government will give you a grant. Boom. So people open a gym. They get the grant, boom, but they have to have names. They just can't open a gym. They have to have names, and people have to fill out the paper every day. Like kids, if they come in the gym, you have to write their name down to know that how many clients you have or how many people that came to the gym. Because gym is basically free. Gym don't cost no money. Only thing costs money is for the power and the water and stuff like that, but it don't cost no money. I mean, if you get a grant, gym don't cost no money. So.
Okay, I see. Well, back to the pound-for-pound talk. You stated that, Pacquiao doesn't deserve that title. How would you see a fight playing out between your nephew Floyd and Pacquiao, let's say at a weight of about 140 pounds?
They can't fight at 140 pounds. Floyd can't make 40 no more. So that's a mismatch. It would be a mismatch at 30 pounds. It would be a mismatch at 30 pounds. I mean, remember this.